Two passengers land at the same airport after the same 9-hour transatlantic flight. One spends the next 2 days exhausted, disoriented, and useless, fighting through foggy sleep at 3 p.m. and staring at the ceiling at 2 a.m. The other is functional by the afternoon of arrival, meeting ready by the next morning. Sleeping through the night by day 2. Same flight, same time zone shift, completely different outcomes. The difference wasn't luck, genetics, or a prescription drug. It was a system, a specific set of decisions made before the flight, during it, and immediately after landing that work with your body's circadian clock instead of against it. In the next 8 minutes, I'm going to give you that system. 8 things frequent flyers and professional flight crews do to minimize jet lag, starting 2 days before departure and ending on the morning of day 2. By the end of this video, jet lag will be something that happens to other passengers. This video covers the complete jet lag management system in 3 phases. What to do before your flight, starting 48 hours out, to begin anchoring your body to the destination time zone before you ever board, what to do during the flight to accelerate the reset, and what to do in the first 24 hours after landing to lock in the new rhythm as fast as possible. Everything in this video is grounded in published circadian science. I'll also cover the one tool used by professional sports teams and international flight crews that takes all the guesswork out of the process. Let's start with the phase most passengers skip entirely: what happens before you board. Jet lag is not caused by flying. It's caused by the mismatch between your internal circadian clock, your body's 24-hour biological rhythm, and the local clock at your destination. The fastest way to reduce that mismatch is to start closing the gap before you leave. The rule is simple. For every time zone you cross, your body roughly needs 1 day to adjust, but you don't need to fully shift before departure. Even a partial shift of 1 to 2 hours makes a measurable difference in recovery speed. If you're traveling east like New York to London, start moving your bedtime and wake time 1 hour earlier each night for 2 nights before departure. Go to bed at 9 p.m. instead of 10 p.m. Wake at 5 a.m. instead of 6 a.m. By the time you board, your body is already partway toward London time. If you're traveling west, do the opposite. Stay up 1 to 2 hours later than usual for the 2 nights before your flight. The shift doesn't need to be dramatic. Even a 90-minute adjustment before departure can shorten the recovery window after you land. Most passengers don't do this because it requires 1 or 2 slightly uncomfortable nights at home. Those 2 uncomfortable nights save you 2 days of exhausted dysfunction at your destination. Humanity somehow still prefers suffering later over planning now. Charming. Light is the most powerful signal your circadian system receives. More powerful than sleep timing, more powerful than melatonin, more powerful than any supplement. Your circadian clock is reset by light exposure, specifically by the timing of bright light relative to your current wake time. The practical rule: traveling east, get bright light exposure in the morning before your flight. Open the curtains immediately after waking. Go outside in the first 30 minutes of your day. Avoid bright light in the evening. This advances your clock, shifting it earlier, which is exactly what eastward travel requires. Traveling west, do the opposite. Seek bright light in the late afternoon and evening. Avoid bright light in the early morning. This delays your clock, shifting it later, which matches westward travel. You don't need a light therapy lamp, though it can help. A 20-minute morning walk outside in sunlight does the same job. What you must avoid is bright overhead light and screen exposure in the 2 hours before bed when you're trying to advance your clock for eastward travel. That evening light is the most common thing that ruins a pre-departure schedule shift. Now let's talk about hydration. Airplane cabin air is significantly drier than normal indoor environments. Most commercial aircraft maintain cabin humidity between 10% and 20%, which is comparable to desert conditions. At those levels, the average passenger can lose a significant amount of water over a long flight through respiration and skin evaporation, without visible sweating and without feeling especially thirsty. Dehydration makes jet lag worse by increasing fatigue, impairing focus, and disrupting sleep quality. The intervention is simple, but the timing matters. Start hydrating 24 hours before your flight, not just at the airport. Arrive already well hydrated. On the flight, aim for at least 250 ml of water per hour of flying. Bring an empty reusable bottle through security and fill it before boarding. This removes your dependence on the flight attendant service cycle. Avoid alcohol and excess caffeine on board. Alcohol increases fluid loss and disrupts sleep. Caffeine, especially late in the flight when you're trying to sleep toward destination time, works against the circadian reset. Save the coffee for the morning after landing. Now you're on the flight. You've shifted your schedule, managed light exposure, and hydrated. Here's what to actually do during the next 9 hours in the air. The single most important thing you can do during a long-haul flight is stop thinking in your departure time zone. The moment you board, your reference clock is the destination. If it's TAM at your destination when you board, that is a sleep window, even if your body disagrees. If it's 9 a.m. at your destination when you land, you want to arrive having been awake for 2 to 3 hours in destination time before touchdown. During sleep windows, use a quality sleep mask to block cabin light. Wear noise-isolating headphones or earplugs. Use a neck pillow to support sleep in the upright position. Avoid screen time for 30 minutes before your intended sleep window because blue light suppresses melatonin and delays sleep onset. During wake windows, open the window shade if the flight path allows. Use the overhead cabin light. Stay hydrated, move around the cabin, avoid napping during destination time wake windows, even if you're tired. Every hour of disciplined wakefulness during a destination time wake window accelerates the reset. This requires discipline. You may be flying at what feels like midnight while your body insists it's afternoon. Stay with the destination clock. Every hour you fight that instinct is one less recovery hour lost at the other end. Melatonin is the most commonly used jet lag supplement and also the most commonly misused. The issue is not whether it works. The research shows that melatonin, timed correctly, can help shorten circadian adjustment after eastward travel. The issue is timing and dose. Most travelers take too much at the wrong time. Research consistently shows that 0.5 mg to 1 mg of melatonin is enough for jet lag and causes less morning grogginess than the 5 mg or 10 mg doses commonly sold in pharmacies. If your tablet is 5 mg, consider cutting it. The timing is the real key. Take melatonin at the beginning of your sleep window in destination local time. Not when you feel sleepy, not at a fixed hour after departure. Destination bedtime. For most eastward transatlantic flights, this means taking melatonin 2 to 3 hours after boarding when destination bedtime begins, even if it's still afternoon at your origin. For westward travel, melatonin is less useful, and some circadian scientists recommend skipping it entirely. What you should not do is take 10 mg at boarding, sleep at the wrong time, wake up during a destination time wake window, and feel drugged all day. Small dose. Right window. Destination time. If this system is already making your next long-haul trip look different, subscribe. Airwise HQ covers the practical science of air travel every week, the tools, the rules, and the systems that experienced travelers use and first-timers almost never hear about. Now let's talk about what happens after landing, because this is where most passengers ruin the reset. You've landed. You're exhausted. Every instinct tells you to check into the hotel and sleep. But the arrival nap decision can determine your entire day one. The rule: if you arrive before 3 p.m. local time, do not nap. Power through to a normal destination time bedtime, 9 p.m. or 10 p.m. at the earliest. The discomfort of staying awake for those afternoon hours is real, but the payoff is a full night of sleep at the right local time, which is the strongest circadian anchor available. If you arrive after 3 p.m. local time and you've been awake for more than 18 hours, a strategic nap is acceptable, but cap it at 90 minutes maximum. 90 minutes allows one full sleep cycle and gives real recovery without pushing you into deep sleep stages that create sleep inertia. Set a firm alarm. 90 minutes, not 2 hours, not until I wake up naturally. That is how people wake up at 11 p.m. local time, miss dinner, and stay broken until day 3. One capped nap or no nap at all. Those are the correct answers. Light exposure on the first full day at your destination is the most powerful single action available for accelerating circadian alignment. Timed bright light exposure on day 1 can shift your circadian clock faster than almost any other intervention. The protocol: on your first full day, get outside as early as possible after your planned wait time. Walk outside for 20 to 30 minutes in the first hour of the morning. Eat breakfast outside if possible. Seek open, bright environments instead of staying inside your hotel or conference room. For westward travelers who need to delay their clock, seek evening light on day 1 instead. Go outside in the late afternoon. Stay in well-lit environments in the early evening. Avoid morning light for the first 2 to 3 hours after waking. The temptation on day 1 is comfort. Hotel room. Room service. Curtains closed. That comfort costs you recovery time. 30 minutes of outdoor light on day 1 can be worth half a day of faster adjustment. Go outside. Apparently nature still beats airport carpet and recycled air. Shocking. Your digestive system also has its own internal clock, and meal timing helps anchor it. Research from Harvard's Division of Sleep Medicine has found that fasting before arrival and then eating at the correct local mealtime can help reset the digestive clock faster. The practical application: skip or minimize eating during the final 4 to 6 hours of your flight, especially if you're arriving in the morning. When you land, eat at the correct local mealtime. Breakfast if it's morning, lunch if it's midday. Do not eat according to what your body thinks the time is. Eat according to the destination clock. Protein and complex carbohydrates at breakfast and lunch support alertness. A lighter, protein-rich evening meal supports sleep onset. Avoid heavy, high-fat meals in the 2 hours before destination time bedtime. They delay sleep and reduce sleep quality at exactly the moment you need both. And here's the one tool that eliminates the guesswork from all of this: Timeshifter. Timeshifter is a jet lag management app built in partnership with Harvard circadian scientist Dr. Charles Czeisler, one of the world's leading sleep and circadian rhythm researchers. It takes your specific flight itinerary, sleep schedule, and destination time zone, then generates a personalized protocol. It tells you exactly when to seek light, when to avoid it, when to take melatonin, when to drink caffeine, and when to sleep, down to the hour, starting 2 days before your flight. It handles the complexity automatically. It is not a generic tips app. It gives you a specific schedule based on your route, travel direction, flight duration, and chronotype. The app is free for one plan per year. Multiple plans cost around $9.99 per trip or are available by subscription. Some premium travel credit cards include Timeshifter as a complimentary benefit, so check your card's benefits guide before paying. Timeshifter is used by professional sports teams, international corporate travel programs, and flight crews because it turns circadian science into a practical schedule. For any traveler crossing more than 4 time zones, it may be the single most useful tool in this entire system. 8 things. Shift your sleep schedule 48 hours before departure. Use light exposure to start anchoring your clock before you board. Hydrate before and during the flight. Manage sleep and wake windows to the destination clock, not your departure city. Use melatonin at the right dose and the right time. Make the correct arrival nap decision. Use morning light to lock in the new rhythm fast. And anchor your meals to destination time from the moment you land. That is the complete system. The next time you land after a 9-hour transatlantic flight, you won't be the passenger who lost 2 days to exhaustion and brain fog. You'll be the one who did the work before boarding and is functional by the afternoon of arrival. Subscribe to Airwise HQ. Every week, we give you the practical science of air travel so you always fly smarter than the passenger next to you. Drop a comment below. What's your go-to jet lag hack? I read every single one. See you on the next one.